Thanks for watching County Report This Week. I'm Susan Kennedy. The Wheaton Redevelopment Program is a $66 million project to construct a new headquarters for the Maryland National Park and Planning Commission, a town square, and a plan for a facility that could be used for relocated county offices. Council members have been split on how this program should proceed, but as Council President Nancy Navarro tells us, Council members have agreed on a compromise that keeps Wheaton moving forward.
It was very important for me from the very beginning that Wheaton would get the best possible options that could exist, and the fact that there are now developers who are very interested in Wheaton, I find to be really good news. It took a little while, a little longer than I had hoped, for there to be some type of an agreement about how to proceed with this new interest from developers. The executive has assured me, as well as his staff, that they can meet deadlines so that we don't find ourselves back here in a year wondering what happened, that they can, put an RFP out within 3 months, that they will be able to move forward. There are different pieces because obviously park and planning is a big component of this effort for them to move their headquarters. They will be involved in this process as well. The executive has indicated that it's okay for them to come into this knowing that they can own their own building. They might have to be co-located with other departments, but I think the great thing is that this compromise allows Wheaton to move forward with everybody on the same page and everybody willing to cooperate.
Also this week, the Council took action on grant requests for this fiscal year. For FY14, the Grants Advisory Group reviewed a total of 221 applications, totaling more than $11.5 million. As Councilmember George Leventhal tells us, the Council is most interested in those proposals that provide emergency assistance to the county's neediest.
We have a few different processes. The county executive has a review process inside the executive branch. Organizations want to leverage the private money that they raise with public money to serve an enormous range of needs. Of course, literally feeding the hungry and taking care of abused and abandoned children and providing assistance to people with developmental disabilities, a wide range of charitable purposes. And then over and above the just under $5 million that the county executive recommended, the council recommended $1.6 million in additional grants. And these are all worthy causes, and I'm very comfortable that it's money well spent to help people.
Though Montgomery County's Safe Speed program is just a few years old, it is producing remarkable results. The goal of the program is to increase safety and affect driver behavior by reducing the speed of vehicles traveling on county roadways. Though the cameras might not be popular with drivers, they are making an impact. If you live in Montgomery County, chances are you've seen speed cameras popping up across the county. Those cameras may be a sore spot with some drivers, but county officials say they are doing their job of slowing motorists down. The number of citations from these cameras is on the decline.
What we've seen is something that has changed driver behavior like nothing else has in the history of law enforcement.
Our goal from the start has been to change drivers' behavior so that drivers drive more safely, particularly in areas where there are many pedestrians or where we have a history of collisions. And our police department has done an excellent job of placing cameras where the history shows there's been a large number of collisions or where there are many pedestrians, especially children, present in school areas or in areas near bus stops, playgrounds, and areas where speeding has been a long concern and there's been a connection especially to collisions.
Captain Paul Stark says the cameras provide police with one more tool to protect residents.
It has changed the way people in Montgomery County drive. We've been very open about the locations. We have signage. It's all over the web. And when you enter Montgomery County from outside, there's signage stating that traffic laws are photo enforced. And as you enter different speed zones or corridors, there's signage for each one of those specifically.
The number of citations from speed cameras has decreased steadily since the program started in 2009. Motorists pay $40 per violation. Those funds are used for pedestrian safety initiatives. And what happens if you don't pay up?
The registered owner is responsible for paying the fine. We'll send the registered owner a letter. They must pay the fine. If not, the tags of that vehicle are then flagged, and in order to get them renewed, the fine must be paid at that time.
Not only are the cameras helping to save lives, but they free up officers from having to issue tickets so they can focus on more community issues.
To focus on those things that only police officers can do, like investigate crime. So it's a more efficient use of a very valuable resource, the skill and time of our police officers.
Still to come on County Report this week. If you are an opera lover, stay tuned for a story about some inspirational future stars.
I'm Rockville 11's Bridget Suiso. Coming up next, we'll tell you why Senator Ben Cardin recently visited the Rockville City Police Station when County Report this week continues.
The abuse of our elderly can come in many forms: emotional, physical, sexual, financial, and through neglect. These types of abuses might go undetected, so educating the community is the best way to prevent this from happening to someone you know. Educate yourself by being a part of the World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, June 12th at the Silver Spring Civic Building. Call this number for more information, and remember, sometimes the only visible sign of abuse is the tears.
Welcome back to County Report this week. Montgomery County Police are investigating a series of burglaries that took place recently in an office building in Silver Spring. Here to tell us more about it is Captain Paul Starks with Montgomery County Police. Captain, what can you tell us about this incident?
Well, Susan, there was 3 burglaries in the same office building located on Silver Spring Avenue. Detectives believe these were overnight events that occurred on April 29th, May 2nd, and May 8th. While detectives are unsure how suspects gained entry into the building itself, once inside, they forced entry into the individual suites, removed property, and then left the scene.
We do have video we are showing of these suspects, and it looks like there are an awful lot of them. 9, is that correct?
Yes, it's pretty unusual. Detectives believe that there are up to 9 suspects involved in these burglaries, and that they were somewhat prepared because they were leaving with items they took in pieces of luggage.
If these folks look familiar to anybody, what can they do?
They can contact detectives at the 3rd District Station, and they can also remain anonymous and contact Crime Solvers to be eligible for up to a $10,000 cash reward.
Okay, let's hope it works. Thanks so much, Captain Paul Starks, Montgomery County Police. Last year in Montgomery County, we had 423 incidents where pedestrians and cars collided. In 60% of those incidents, the driver was at fault. Recently, police conducted an enforcement exercise to focus on those drivers who are not yielding to pedestrians who are lawfully crossing the street.
We're conducting what's called a pedestrian sting enforcement operation, where we have officers that are posing as pedestrians wearing high visible yellow t-shirts, lawfully crossing the road in the crosswalk, and the drivers by Maryland law are required to stop and yield to the pedestrians when they're in this situation. We've had incidents of people not yielding to pedestrians here, so the county and the state have put in a high incident beacon crossing walk. So it's a crosswalk with flashers on either side of it to give drivers notice that their pedestrians are crossing, as well as additional signage that tells them that they must yield to pedestrians on a crosswalk. But we've had many complaints of people not yielding to pedestrians. And when you're going at a speed limit of 45 miles an hour and you strike a pedestrian, nothing but bad things occur. Pedestrian enforcement, although very important, is not heavily enforced. We have a team of officers out specially set aside to conduct this enforcement.
One of the problems is we're always running calls, so we can't take the time to actually stop them because we're going to a call. But there is a lot of violations, and people getting killed, hit, hurt, everything. And this is just to let the drivers know you need to pay a lot more attention to your driving. My job is to catch violators that are not yielding to pedestrians at the crosswalk, trying to make it safer for the pedestrians across the road that are doing it legally. A female violator I just had said, I never saw them. I said, well, they were there. And the problem is they're not paying attention to their driving. They are really just they're on autopilot to go to wherever they're going to, and they're not paying attention to pedestrians, and there's a lot more pedestrian traffic totally in this area.
Well, did you see the last one? They were flying. I was like, I'm getting out of their way.
The violation, when you fail to yield to a pedestrian in a crosswalk, it's an $80 one-point violation. And so we're issuing all drivers that fail to yield to our pedestrian crossers that citation. They'll be pulled over, issue the citation, and hopefully reinforce the message that you must yield to the pedestrian in the crosswalk. You know, we have like 7 guys here, so we have like 8 violations in less than an hour. That's, you know, shows that the complaints were valid.
Yep.
So hopefully we'll have to come back again, and maybe when it gets into the news, they'll recognize and voluntarily comply.
We'll see.
The pedestrian sting was a success. In a 2.5-hour period, police cited 72 drivers for failing to stop for a pedestrian crossing in the roadway, 1 driver for a child seat violation, 4 tickets were issued for driving on a suspended license, and 2 equipment repair orders were also issued. National Police Week is the annual event first started by President John F. Kennedy in 1962 to pay tribute to fallen officers. The event was recognized by Senator Ben Cardin in Rockville recently as he brought attention to his Blue Alert legislation. Jennifer Ligsay and Bridget Suiso have more.
That's right. Senator Ben Cardin used National Police Week to kick off support for important legislation for the National Blue Alert System.
Unfortunately, too many law enforcement officers are put at risk every day. In 2012, 127 law officers were killed in the line of duty nationwide. That's 127 too many.
Senator Ben Cardin chose Rockville to bring attention to his Senate bill for the National Blue Alert System, an Amber Alert-like system designed to expand communication when an officer is injured or killed in the line of duty.
Well, you got to be excited that you have such support locally for law enforcement. I mean, the law enforcement people here really are part of the community. They have the support of the community. And Blue Alert, the legislation I introduced, is a partnership between the public and law enforcement to help keep our community safe and keep our law enforcement officers safe.
The bill would integrate Blue Alert plans throughout the U.S., notifying law enforcement, media, and the public that a suspect is wanted in connection with an attack on a law enforcement officer. Right now, only 18 states are using the system. Cardin's bill would make it coordinated on a national level, one that has the support of local law enforcement officials.
I'm proud to say that I stand here on behalf of all the law enforcement personnel here to say that we stand behind and with Senator Cardin urging congressional action on the National Blue Alert System.
The Blue Alert legislation calls for expanded communications across state lines, and I'm here at the dispatch center of the new Rockville City Police headquarters with state-of-the-art technological upgrades thanks to federal funds.
Thank you.
Elected officials from the city, county, and state showed their support for the Blue Alert bill.
It's clear, in my opinion, as I indicated earlier, that when you take the life or you are willing to maim or injure a police officer, that suggests that that person is easily prepared to injure anyone else, and therefore the greater public is at risk as a result of having that person out on the street. So the sooner we can bring that person to justice, the sooner we can get people helping in that process, the better for everyone.
I certainly hope it gets the kind of coverage and passage that it should in the Senate. It's an excellent way of trying to get on top of an event that hurts our police officers or any of the law enforcement individuals. It's a real dedication to the community to care enough about those police officers and to get the community involved in trying to find the perpetrators.
I think in this day and age with so many people with smartphones and whatnot, it's good to bring the public in and give us the information that we can be helpful. And we've seen recently in some very tragic cases that people can participate in, the knowledge of what's going on and do so carefully and respectfully of the police and their need to get the job done.
The event was also an opportunity to showcase the new Rockville City Police headquarters, which opened fall of 2012 and was obtained in part through Senator Cardin's help with federal funds.
This will serve the city probably for the next 100 years. So we've preserved a historic building, we have the best in new technology in the rest of the building, and I couldn't be happier.
Well, it's less than a year old, and we just jam-packed it with all the latest stuff, as part of the overall construction effort. And it was not only the equipment, it's the space, because we have the old post office that was extended. We put in a new building. 92 people work here, and allows for expansion. We'll have 2 new officers shortly as a result of the budget. So we do support our police.
The bill still needs to be approved by the House and Senate before it can be signed into law by the President.
There's an inspiring program going on inside a 3rd grade classroom in Montgomery Village that is truly changing lives. MyMC Media's Sonia Burke reports. Sonia?
I'm at Stedwick Elementary School, where a 3rd grade class has formed an opera company as part of its year-round curriculum. Meet the Firestarters Kids Opera Company. Longing is the central theme of A Storm Inside, an original production written, composed, designed, produced, and performed by these 19 3rd graders under the direction of teacher Mary Ruth McGinn.
Everything is original. They own the process.
The walls of the school's hallways are covered with each student's work, illustrating this is much more than a fine arts program. Miss McGinn uses the opera as a vehicle to teach reading, writing, math, and problem solving. Her students learn to work together as a company, and she says the process engages even the most reluctant learner.
I've always been searching for ways to reach all of my kids academically, socially, emotionally, and this does it.
Students and parents are full of praise for the teacher and this program.
She's so amazing. She is just like, she helps us know everything. She helps us grow, and she makes us learn to be independent. First, I felt kind of nervous, but then I said, yes, I can. I can do anything. I joined it because I was with my friends.
I would like to be in a class again.
Things that they've learned are just astounding.
The students came up with the opera's theme of longing while sharing stories about their own lives in class.
I feel like a lot of times we adults don't necessarily think of kids as thinking deeply and being reflective and introspective, and they are. They came together as a company, and that's what they've been working on doing all year long. I'm very proud of them.
For County Report this week, I'm Sonia Burke reporting.
The County Council invited those students from Stedwick Elementary to be recognized for their efforts. The future opera stars presented each council member with a t-shirt as they were given their proclamation by Councilmember Hans Reamer.
This is about those intangible skills that we want our schools to achieve that aren't necessarily spelled out, they're between the lines of the curriculum. They're about leadership development and collaboration and creativity and confidence and all the things that are really what you want the schools to be able to produce, but they aren't exactly on the test. And this model here, it's lightning in a bottle, and we wish that every school could find a way to replicate this.
We made an original opera to show the world our message. We want the world to see we're not just 3rd graders. We are mature, and now we can work through problems that we couldn't do in the beginning of the year with no adult help. Who can do that now?
When County Report this week continues, an exciting day for some Montgomery County students who get a visit from a television celebrity. And the city of Tacoma Park makes national history. We'll be right back.
Whether you're a recent high school graduate, career-changing adult, or seeking professional or personal development, Montgomery College has what you're looking for. We offer more than 130 programs of study as well as workforce development and continuing education to prepare you for a rewarding future. Take advantage of our small class sizes, award-winning faculty, and flexible scheduling. Evening, weekend, and online classes offered. Apply today. Montgomery College, endless possibilities. 240-567-5000.
Welcome back. Big changes around Tacoma Park surrounding their voter laws. 16 and 17-year-old city residents can now register to vote in local elections. After a 6-to-1 vote from the council, Tacoma Park's newest voters are the country's youngest. Tacoma Park City TV's Regina Reese has the story.
That's right, the majority rules here in the city of Tacoma Park. It is officially the home of America's youngest voters, where 16 and 17-year-old residents are allowed to vote in local elections. The vote passed 6-1.
Really excited. It's great to have a 6-1 vote, so much support from the community to move forward with 16 and 17-year-old voting.
Under the amendment, voter privileges are even extended to ex-convicts.
We're trying to reintegrate them into the community, and to the extent that we can do that and that they can feel like they are welcomed back and they are welcome to participate, they're much less likely to go back to prison.
However, there was one council member who threw in a wild card.
I think that's too important to be left to the votes of 7 council members, and it should be something that would be addressed by the entire electorate. And if it passes then, and if it's approved, then I think we can then have a much stronger foundation to say that this is something that the city of Tacoma Park truly believes in, not just 7 people who happen to be holding office at the present time.
And as for the country's newest and youngest voters, it's time to hit the polls.
Turnout votes for city elections are dismal. They're really, really low. And I think youth can hardly be less interested. In fact, I think a lot of us will be more interested, because it's so much more important when you're young and you're forming all these opinions and you want to get your point of view out there.
I'm Regina Reese in Tacoma Park.
Recently, students at Forest Knolls Elementary School got a special visit from a very special weatherman. With the story is MCPS TV.
May 10th was a special day at Forest Knolls Elementary School in Silver Spring, as students and staff hosted celebrity weather personality Al Roker.
Hey guys, thanks so much. We're at Forest Knolls Elementary School in Silver Spring, and it's time for the morning announcements.
Roker, a stalwart on the Today Show and the Weather Channel, did a guest spot on the school radio show, served breakfast to students, and was serenaded by the Forest Knolls Choir. Lunch and recess aide Genevieve Bowles heard about the Wake Up with Al contest and suggested the school enter because it would support the school's program.
Forest Knolls is a great school because we actually have a communication art magnet program, so the kids are learning about television, they're learning about radio, they're learning about press.
Students wrote persuasive essays hoping to convince Roker to come to their school. The whole experience was a learning opportunity for the students.
They get to see jobs that they might never have thought of before. And so you want them to start thinking about things like this now.
And whether it's here or somewhere else as a public speaker or whatever, they're learning a fabulous skill that they can take with them forever.
Al Roker took a little something away from the experience too.
They're just all very engaged and excited and happy. It's a very diverse school population, and it just goes to show that there are a lot of great examples of public education that work.
Students were thrilled by the experience and the chance to participate in a national TV broadcast.
I guess all these kids were persuasive enough that we got this, and it's a dream come true.
Coming up on County Report, did you know you could recycle your old electronics here in Montgomery County? We'll show you how after this short break. Stay with us.
Congratulations to the Montgomery College baseball team for winning the Region 20 championship for the 7th time in the last 8 years. With the 10-2 win over Prince George's, the Raptors now advance to the NJCAA Division III World Series in Texas, May 25th through the 30th. Registration for summer and fall semester classes at MC is underway, and now is the perfect time to sign up for the class you want when you want it. Check out the schedule and register at any of our 3 campuses or online anytime, 24 hours a day. Looking for a new career? Then check out MC's online career coach search tool. This powerful tool gives you the chance to learn about hundreds of careers in our area, employment prospects, job openings, salary potential, and educational and training availabilities at MC.
Welcome back to County Report this week. It seems like technology changes from one day to the next, and for many of us, that means upgrading whatever personal devices or electronics we might have. For those of you who have stockpiled all of your old gadgets, there is a place in Montgomery County where you can give them a green send-off.
My name is Elizabeth Jason, and I am the Executive Director of Green Wheaton, and we are a nonprofit organization located in Wheaton, Maryland. And today we are having an electronic recycling event with DEP, Department of Environmental Protection. And these events take place around the county, usually on an annual basis, and DEP tries to partner with a school, and often they partner with one of the green groups. And so this is our first electronic event in Wheaton. Anything that you can plug into the wall, we'll take.
As long as it does not contain mercury or does not contain freon or radioactive materials, so no smoke detectors, no light bulbs, no refrigerators. Well, it goes back to our sorting facility over in Elkridge. So we have a facility there, we sort it out depending on what the material is made of. Then it goes to North Carolina or Florida for processing, which is all in-house. It gets ground up in big shredders, and so then we separate the plastics and the metals. So as far as the steel, the aluminum, copper, brass, all the semi-precious metals, precious metals, and so it goes down to the commodities. Hey, we're hoping for two trailer loads today. So roughly around 50,000 pounds. I've seen just about everything. One time I saw from milking cows, they used a stool, like a milking stool, from way back who knows when. And it's not even electronic, but they brought it and dropped it off here.
You know, the thing is, where else nowadays can you get something that is going to be out of date within 2 years, and then you've got these big carcasses? We've got to do something with these, but who wants them? Because the new things out of the box are real small and nice and light, and they do so much more. Like my iPad, love it, love it. There's really not much to go wrong with it, you know, so that's why it was like ready to get rid of all of these.
In our Pet of the Week segment, Kathy Stanhope introduces us to Sam and Sylvia, brother and sister beagles who are in need of a good home.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and I'm here with a very special pair. We are looking for someone who is very, very special and who knows what they're doing with dogs and who is willing to adopt a bonded pair. This is Sylvia and Sam. They are brother and sister. They've been together their whole life, and unfortunately their parents had to move into a small apartment where they were not allowed to keep any pet at all. And they were really brokenhearted when they had to give them up. So we are desperately trying to find them a home together. Now, they can be adopted individually. It would be really, really sad if that had to happen. But they're sweet, sweet dogs. We do want someone who knows something about beagles, and we do have someone on staff here who is a beagle authority who's be willing to help you learn about beagles. But beagles can be a little tricky because you really can't take them off the leash. They're scent dogs. If they get the scent of anything, a rabbit, a mouse, a bird, they want to take off, and they're not really going to come back until they're tired. So come on down and meet Sylvia and Sam. You will love them. They are affectionate, they're friendly, they're playful. They do tug a little bit on the leash. They could probably use a little obedience training in that category. But other than that, they're housebroken. They're really great with people, kids. They're nice, nice dogs. And as I said, we would just desperately love someone to come down and adopt the two of them together. And we are doing an almost 2-for-1 special. Instead of the $175 fee that we normally have when you adopt a pet, you can adopt Sylvia and Sam together for a special price of $200. So that's kind of a good deal. So come on down to the shelter. You can visit us on Rothgeb Drive, which is right off of East Goody Drive in Rockville, or visit us on the web at mchumane.org, or give us a call at 240-773-5967. Find out more about Sylvia and Sam, and find out about all the wonderful pets we have here at the shelter. Remember, adopt, don't shop. Come down to the shelter and go home with your new best friend.
Well, that does it for this edition of County Report This Week. But remember, we do want to hear from you. Share your ideas on the county's new social media site, engage.montgomerycountymd.gov, And you can also like us on Facebook. For County Cable Montgomery, I'm Susan Kennedy. Have a great week.